Welcome to Sacred Space. My name is Stephen Sonato, and I am really grateful to be sharing with you divine words of Rumi. Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet who's known as the most read and translated poet of all time. I've selected verses that I haven't seen online, and I've also sprinkled in some familiar verses because they are just too good not to include. I pray that as you listen, a blessing lives inside every verse for you. I pray that you are moved and touched and inspired in ways that expand you and deepen your capacity to love, to serve, and to create, and to draw nearer and nearer to the God or good of your understanding. Close both eyes to see with the other eye. Open your hands if you want to be held. No matter how fast you run, your shadow more than keeps up. Sometimes it's in front. Only full overhead sun diminishes your shadow, but that shadow has been serving you. What hurts you blesses you. Darkness is your candle. Your boundaries are your quest. When you're playing with children, talk about toys. From playthings little by little, they reach into deeper wisdom and clarity. Gradually, they lose interest in their toys. They have a sense of wholeness in them already. If they were completely demented, they wouldn't play at all. Did you hear that? It's the man who was looking for treasure. He wants me to finish his story. Whatever he's looking for, he is that himself. How can a lover be anything but the beloved? Every second he's bowing into a mirror. If he could see for just a second one molecule of what's there without fantasizing about it, he'd explode. His imagination and he himself would vanish, with all his knowledge obliterated into a new birth, a perfectly clear view, a voice that says, I am God. Do you think I know what I'm doing? That for one breath or half breath, I belong to myself? As much as a pen knows what it's writing, or the ball can guess where it's going next. Patience expands your capacity to love and feel peace. Be with those who mix with God as honey blends with milk. Ignorance is God's prison. Knowing is God's palace. When you are with everyone but me, you're with no one. When you are with no one but me, you're with everyone. Instead of being so bound up with everyone, be everyone. When you become that many, you're nothing, empty. The judge then asked the youngest brother, what if a man cannot be made to say anything? How do you learn his hidden nature? I sit in front of him in silence and set up a ladder made of patience. And if in his presence a language from beyond joy and beyond grief begins to pour from my chest, I know that his soul is as deep and bright as the star Canopus rising over Yemen. Not Christian or Jew or Muslim, not Hindu, Buddhist, Sufi or Zen, not any religion or cultural system. I am not from the East or the West, not out of the ocean or up from the ground, not natural or ethereal, not composed of elements at all. I do not exist, am not an entity in this world or the next, did not descend from Adam and Eve or any origin story. My place is placeless, a trace of the traceless. Neither body or soul, I belong to the beloved. Have seen the two worlds as one, and that one call to and know, first, last, outer, inner. Only that breath, breathing human being. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. It's not always a blind man who falls in a pit. Sometimes it's one who can see. A holy one does sometimes fall, but by that tribulation, he or she ascends. The minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere. They're in each other all along. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. In your light, I learned how to love. In your beauty, how to make poems. You dance inside my chest, where no one sees you, but sometimes I do. And that sight becomes this art. Observe the wonders as they occur around you. Don't claim them. Feel the artistry moving through and be silent. Give your weakness to one who helps. Crying out loud and weeping are great resources. A nursing mother, all she does is wait to hear her child. Just a little beginning whimper and she's there. God created the child that is your wanting, so that it might cry out, so that milk might come. Cry out. Don't be stolid and silent with your pain. Lament and let the milk of loving flow into you. Be patient. Respond to every call that excites your spirit. Those that make you return, for whatever reason, to God's solitude, be grateful to them. Worry about the others who give you delicious comforts that keep you from prayer. Friends are enemies sometimes, and enemies friends. I said, what about my eyes? He said, keep them on the road. I said, what about my passion? He said, keep it burning. I said, what about my heart? He said, tell me what you hold inside it. I said, pain and sorrow. He said, stay with it. The wound is the place where the light enters you.